Hey guys, so this is a long time coming. We have been planning to do a podcast now for, I don't even know.
This has been in the works for a long time.
I feel like even in our kitchen a couple of years ago.
I put on my story, it must be 18 months ago.
Yeah.
I actually bought these mics and stuff because I was gonna do it
We
at
were
home.
just going to start it.
We were just going to start it.
Yeah.
I was like trying to research it, bought all the microphones, a little mixer. I put it on my stories like me and Sarah starting a podcast. Year and a half later.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so many people were messaging like, when is the podcast? We're like, yeah, it's coming. But here we go. This is the first episode.
But how much better is this than what we were going to do ourselves?
So much
yeah,
better.
obviously, then we did realise that actually we probably need some help. So we spoke to the fellas, and then this is the vision that we had for it. Well, this is better than the vision we had for it.
Well, we gave them the idea of WKD Blues. We were like, what do we both enjoy? When the girls are in bed, we're not really hardcore drinkers.
So like Blue WKD is like my favourite drink, right?
Yeah.
When I was younger,
although I don't see any straws, you normally need a straw.
No, I'll be all right. They're not cold because the fridge is not on. But when I was younger, like, you know, when you would first start drinking, like before you were supposed to, like 16 or whatever, and you'd be out at the park, I used to get Blue WKD, a big one, and I used to put it inside of like a bag and tie the bag up so people would look at it and think maybe it's like...
you're drinking like hardcore beer or something.
Hardcore beer?
Yeah, but isn't that what people put in a brown...
liquor?
Brown bag? Is
yeah, like beer? In America...
Okay.
Yeah, hardcore beer.
Yeah, like it's not...
hardcore beer.
Well,
like people would think I'm drinking like straight vodka or something, but inside that bag was a Blue WKD. And now I'm older and I'm like, do you know what? I don't care.
Although
our
friends do take the mickey, like every time we go out, they still can't get over I don't know why, they don't say so much about me, but
because you're a girl. I drink girly drinks.
It's blue. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But what did you used to make? You used to make something that was then like the Hulk. Was that a blue drink? Yeah,
so basically you get a Blue WKD with a shot of vodka and then you add Red Bull and it goes green.
Red Bull, okay, that's what it was.
So yeah, that
sounds
was my
messed
drink.
Up. That's why you was out all night. That's for another podcast.
Oh God!
But we'll talk about those.
Right, so guys,
there is a whole...
talk. Yeah, someone change subject. So the idea of this podcast, right, is obviously we have a YouTube channel, DadVGirls.
Yeah,
it's a family YouTube channel. We've got 5 daughters, and we do all kinds of different things like vlogs, but like challenges. But this podcast for us, it's called DadVGirls After Hours. So. Yeah. It's kind of like what happens, when the conversations we have when the kids are in bed.
Yeah, or out of sight, and we can be a little bit more open. That's our...
The thing that I love about the idea of this podcast, right? And I don't know if this is like a false sense of security, is this feels like a safe space. Like on YouTube, we're quite careful about what we do and don't share, just because you're kind of opening yourself up to opinions and like just...
Yeah, and also the fact that we have girls, that we're careful of what we say around them.
Yeah.
And the viewers, we assume are around like our girls.
But with the YouTube videos, what we do, like there's always the potential that it could go viral. So it could be like, you could have like your hardcore... I hope
this is going to go viral. Wait, are you...
Just let me finish.
Sorry.
You kind of have like your hardcore like sort of audience that will watch like whatever you do. But then there's always like another few 100,000 people that will watch it depending on what the video is. Yeah. Whereas I feel like with a podcast, it's more like your audience that kind of support you and they're kind of just here to hear what you have to say.
So we're hoping it
feels like a safe place.
A bit more gossip, a bit more juicy. We could talk, obviously, family life. We could talk business. But most importantly, I want to talk about the things that you do to piss me off weekly. I feel like that should be...
Is that what this is?
This is what this is.
Right, I'm out.
I feel like...
Guys, it's been emotional. I've really enjoyed it.
It's just started.
One episode.
Just finished. No, but I feel like, you know, like what we don't show on our YouTube channel is the real...
We show all the things that
you just show me constantly being stressy. But I feel like we need to know why I'm stressy every week.
All right.
Like, I'm going to get like a list.
I actually think it will be good because we can kind of discuss the things that I do to piss you off. And also people at home can comment below and just let us know, like, am I in the wrong or am I...
Well, yeah, there you go.
Or am I in the wrong?
You're in the wrong.
Yeah, there's like 2 options there. So that's...
Although we've had a good couple of weeks, we haven't argued.
On the way here, we're like, right, what are we going to bring up? What are we going to debate?
And we've had a really good couple of weeks.
We've had a good couple of weeks.
Smashed it, high five.
But the reason for that
is... reach. That was really rubbish.
The reason for that we've had a good couple of weeks of no arguing is because you've been ill. You've been really,
really
really sick.
poorly.
And I have been absolutely unbelievable as a husband and a dad.
You have
and a
stepped up.
carer. Somewhat being a carer as well. Getting you your medication, etc.
You have. I'm going to give that to you. You have. You
I'm
have
so
been very
affectionate and sympathetic to you when you're ill.
Oh, here we go.
And what are you like with me when I'm ill?
Yeah,
Be honest.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Yeah, but okay.
Be honest.
This is where our first debate's going to come up
Just
because
tell me.
Yeah, I'm not very nice. Okay.
You heard it here.
I am. No, it's not that I'm not nice. It's that
you said
you
it.
could have a headache or you could have like a cough or I don't know, whatever it is. And that's it. You're written off. You're then on the sofa. You can't do anything. You have to nap. Like you're ill. Like when I'm ill, I get on with everything every day. So then when I'm really ill, you know about it. That's why you can then be sympathetic. I don't know. Your ill could be like the range is so big. Like
no, okay.
So when you're actually ill, I would then be sympathetic.
And how are you gonna? So first of all, you think I'm faking being sick? Like I'm
You
trying to
just
get a
are
day off school.
dramatic. You're very
Do you think-
dramatic.
you know,
and
I
it's
don't-
really like it's an ick. It's an ick. I'm going to be honest. Like you when you're like ill on a sofa. And
So
I
when
know,
you said in sickness and in health, as long as it's not
if
an
it's a
ick,
real sickness,
like, okay.
there's ick in sickness. But when it's a real sickness. No, but if you're really ill, you know what I mean.
Okay.
Let's not like if you're like I'm ill, it's like you're not going to
Just
work.
let me know when it's my turn.
Netflix, like yeah, go on.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I don't fake being sick because it sounds like you are saying I'm
Oh my
like
gosh,
faking it.
I must take you to the doctor because every time you're ill, it's the same level of illness. I feel for you. I need to be more sympathetic. You're right. Because every time you're ill, you have to be in bed. You have to watch Netflix. Like
How am I regretting this podcast and we're literally like 10 minutes in?
No, but come back. Do you
Can
see what I'm
I say
saying?
my piece?
Yeah, okay.
Please.
Sorry.
Okay. You actually gonna let me talk. So first of all, I do not fake being sick because that's weird. Like I'm not trying to get out a day of school. Like I enjoy going to work, right? So I'm not going to try and get off a day of work, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not faking it. Can we agree?
Yeah.
I do not fake being sick.
Yeah. Agree.
When I'm ill, it affects me differently to how it affects you. Okay? You need to understand that. It's science. No, it's science.
Oh God.
It's literally
Seriously.
science, yeah? I actually looked it up. Like there's a reason why it's called man flu is because men experience flu different to women. So you have to understand that it affects you different. Like you feel different. No. You know, like say you got like me and you, we might have different skin types. So different things might affect our skin different, right? I get affected worse. I'm genuinely
but why
so
all men?
ill.
So all men are like that because a lot of like my friends' partners are also like that. Like
so what do you think
but
that's
it's just
telling?
sympathetic.
What's
It's
that telling you?
Because
if all the men that you know
you need to just
are
man
worse.
up a little bit, but actually woman up because a woman can handle a lot more. But
okay, so anyway,
you see what I'm saying? Like you see what if it's a headache?
No,
or
I understand.
Your same level. It's the same level. So it's like I'm saying like you can really sympathize when I'm ill because I'm even if you're like, oh, she's got a headache today, I crack on with it and I keep going. So when I'm ill, you know I'm ill. I can't really test your level. Like,
I agree. Yeah, you do just get on with it. So I know when you're sick because you're really sick. But do you not just understand that that I'm just anything makes me just feel really ill? Like if I have any type of illness, it just makes me feel really ill and I have to lay on the sofa.
Like for example, when you said that you was last ill,
yeah,
I was like, no, it's Christmas. It was just before Christmas, and I was like,
literally walking around the house like I feel so dizzy. I feel like
I'm like, no, we've got
out.
we've got to be ready for Christmas. You got up and you did it. When I was this ill, like those couple of days when I was like really sick. Like obviously I was ill for 3 weeks, but
3 weeks.
I would not have been able to get.
If I was ill for 3 weeks, let me tell you, you would not have a bar of that. Imagine if I was ill for 3 weeks.
I would have taken you to the hospital if you was as ill as I was.
No, you would have dropped me off somewhere, but it wouldn't have been the hospital,
maybe.
and I wouldn't have been allowed back home.
Actually, say though, I was actually so ill. You haven't been as ill as I was. Like,
oh God, you don't know. You
right.
don't know if I was ill.
No,
No, I was so ill. I was laying on the sofa, and you were literally. And the thing is, do you know what it is, right? You know, everyone has like a different love language and stuff. I've not really looked into it properly. I've not read the book, but I do kind of get it. Everyone, I think what my love language is, right, is like affection. Like it's like Like even just like if I'm ill, all I want you to do is come over to me and just literally just like stroke my forehead and just like even for 2 seconds, even just like, oh babes, like that's it. If you just did that.
Jeez, if I wanted another baby, I'd have one.
So what am I like when you're ill? I'm literally like, I'm stroking your head, I'm rubbing your back, I'm taking your temperature, I'm getting you medication. I'm like, come on, babe, you need to stay on top of your paracetamol and ibuprofen. You literally look at me in disgust when I'm laying on the sofa like, all right, come on. You literally, I remember this, right? No, I remember this. I was so ill, I fell asleep on the sofa. You literally came in and you were like, right, come on, kids, it's kids' bedtime. You need to get up off the sofa. Like I was like, I'm ill.
But all the time we've been together, that's what I'm saying. It's very hard for me to judge when you're actually ill because it's always the same level.
Shall I help you? Shall I help you?
Yeah, I'm going to score. I'm going to start scoring.
Shall I help you figure it out?
So like 0 to 10.
So you know when I'm actually ill, yeah?
Yeah.
If I say I'm ill, I'm actually ill.
No.
That's it. It's so simple. Those are the rules. If I say I'm ill, I'm ill. Bang, done.
You can say that.
Stroke on the forehead,
you can say to me like, I'm
okay?
starting to feel well. I'm starting to come down. And then you're napping on the sofa, and you're like, so you're already at that level when you're starting to feel like.
It's like if an animal's wounded, it will always go back to its nest. If I start to feel like I'm coming down,
and also,
I'll quickly get
surely
into
there's something mentally.
I'll get into my position so I can be ill
Actually,
there.
I've just realised, like, I think because you think like that, yeah. It's going to talk about half an hour of the podcast about your illness.
God.
But like, say for example, you go into quick like I'm ill, but then mentally that's why your body is then doing that. Whereas actually, if you're like, no, I'm going to be okay.
You're not a psychologist. You're not a doctor. I'm not taking advice off
I do think that.
I'm moving on the conversation.
I will get over things anyway.
You're not. Yeah, no.
I'm ready to move on. But
guys, just give us a comment below. Like, let us know who you think is in the right and wrong about this situation.
What is the situation though? How are you going to say like what?
Do you think that Sarah is out of order for being mean to me if I'm ill? Like actually genuinely
and what I'm saying is that if
and I'm so nice to her.
If you was genuinely ill one time, I would be sympathetic.
How would you know?
It's like I said, if you had this.
How would you know I'm ill?
Because there's a difference. Like, and that's what
What's
I'm saying.
the difference?
I can tell. You're just.
You literally said earlier there was no difference. Whenever you're ill, it's always the same.
So that's what I'm saying. Since we've been together, you haven't had a major illness like.
What? Since we've been together, I've never been sick.
No, of course you've been sick, but I'm saying like near hospital, like.
It doesn't need to be near hospital.
No, I would tell you when. This is crazy. No, I would tell you when you had. I was really worried about you when you had. What was it? Was it swine flu all those years ago?
Swine flu, yeah. I got swine flu.
Then I called you an ambulance.
Yeah, from another. Someone, you moved out, left me there.
Yeah, because it was new and everyone said it was really bad.
You moved out, you left me there. I was on my own and I feel like I was genuinely dying.
Yeah.
And you called me an ambulance, yeah.
Because I came in and checked on you. I gave you food. I was really good for you.
No, I really want to wrap this section up, but can I just say one more thing? It is wild to me, yeah, that you just sat there and basically said, unless I am on death's door, you will not stroke my forehead and say, oh, that's yes or no? That's what you're saying.
No, I don't.
You're saying that. Only
I don't mean that. Every time,
if you're calling an ambulance, that's at the point.
But it's just very hard to know where you're at when it's always the same. So that's where I'm getting. Anyway.
So what's new in our lives at the moment? Kaci is traveling for we don't actually know how long she's planned to go for about 3 months, but she could extend, she could stay.
Yeah.
She could.
Originally when she first went, she was like, I'm going to be gone to like April, May. And I was like, oh my gosh, heartbroken. But I didn't realise like how much of a homely girl she is. And I didn't realise like how amazing my relationship is with her. Like obviously I rang you the other day to say like on the phone, it was so nice. Like,
yeah, you're buzzing to tell me that she missed you the most out of everyone. And you expected me, and I did. To be honest, I didn't actually say anything to you on the phone. I was like, "Oh, that's so nice," sitting there like crying, thinking you could have like said that she missed.
No, but we do have a really nice. She's at an age where we have a really nice open relationship. We
have a nice open relationship.
Yeah. We don't start rumors of some kind of open relationship. I am not that kind of girl.
Oh god.
Anyway, you've put me off what I was saying.
Wait, so we don't have an open relationship?
No.
Where's my phone? I need to call off a few things.
Oh yeah, all right.
As if.
Sorry.
Wait.
Oh. I'm such an idiot. I thought I had something on my head.
Yeah, it's my hand. They're gone.
Yeah, anyway, so talking about Kaci, so what was we saying? My brain's gone.
That she loves you the most, yeah.
No, I was saying like we've got a really good relationship. She's calling me morning and night, and
Can I just say one thing? So Kaci called me, the first time that she called me, I think it was like the second day that she was there, right? And she called me and I was like chatting to her and I was like, oh, this is actually so nice. Like she's gone out of her way to call me. It's not like I'm on the phone to her because she's called you and now we're all just passing the phone around. I wasn't with you and she's called me and I had such a nice conversation. I was like, oh, that was so like sweet that she called me. And then you were like, I was like, oh, I was like to say, I was like, oh, I spoke to Kaci. I was like, it was so nice. She's like, yeah, no, I know. I told her to call you.
I didn't mean it like that.
You could have
that does sound mean, and I'm sorry.
You could have held that
apologize.
information back because I genuinely was like, oh, and then yeah, no, I told her to call you.
No,
I said call your dad.
No, but I did and I see how that is, and I do apologize. No, I get that. No, I didn't actually mean it like that. It was more of like I know, like
yeah.
But it wasn't like I told her like.
I'm only joking.
But yeah, no, I do get
it. It is really nice.
But she has been calling us both. Yeah. She called you because she saw a snake and like. Which is really sweet.
I think if she'd gone traveling and we just weren't hearing from her and we were like trying to get hold of her and we just felt like she just was switched off to us, that would be a lot harder. But it's so nice because she's like out there, she's living her best life.
I'm really relaxed and because she calls me every day.
It's also really nice to show like how much the whole family like means to her.
Yeah. But now she's saying that she's going to basically come back so that she can come on our family holiday with us in March, which is...
So we're going to Mexico for a couple
of... my sister's...
Yeah, your sister's 40th. And Kaci right now is not booked onto that trip because she basically needs to decide, does she come back home to join us on that? And that's where her travelling ends.
Or continue
and miss the holiday. But she's definitely leaning more towards coming on the holiday.
Yeah. No, it's so she had a couple of days where obviously she didn't enjoy it. And I think that was because jet lag, the weather wasn't great. She then had to get on a coach for 14 hours.
She was homesick, she was
tough.
crying.
And she's not used to living out of like a backpack. And Beth said that she has a really bad back, so that backpack is really hard and heavy for her. Like
she's too bougie for the traveling lifestyle, but she's getting used to it.
No, she likes it now.
Yeah, but at first it was a culture shock because she rung me and she's like, Dad, she's like, just turned up to the hostel and they've booked us into like a dorm with like there's like 6 other people and she's like, we're trying to get a private room and So at first she was just like freaking out, but now she's realized that the hostel thing is like that's how you make friends.
And she's made
so
she
friends.
Got a little apartment one day, well for 2 nights.
Yeah, so she realized that actually she needed a break from the hostel life, so they got like an apartment hotel.
Well, so they could do washing. They got a washing machine, so they could do their washing.
And then they had some of their friends over for pasta and wine night.
Yeah. And that's I think the other thing is why we're really relaxed is they haven't really been going out of the night time. Like they're really quite chill.
You know what? She's not really a party animal, is she?
No.
Like she knows how to have a good time and she will go out for drinks with her mates, but she's not like well, when I was her age, just like I just wanted to go out clubbing every single weekend and just get absolutely smashed. And her and her friends are just not like that.
No, they're not.
So that.
But then also
really nice.
Like obviously Grace.
Yeah, she wasted every weekend.
No, as in like I feel like they're getting to an age where what we thought they were, it's like it's not. Like Kaci, we was like the confident one. You know, we thought she'd love traveling, that she would constantly be that kind of life. Like she's very confident. She can go into a room and talk to anybody. So
that she would leave and not look back. You know, in terms of like, she would be happy to go.
Well, remember when she went for a stage and I used to say like, you're being quite selfish. Like you're not really, do you remember there was a period of time where she just didn't care.
Lacked empathy.
She just wanted to be around her friends.
Was like,
she didn't care, which I feel like is an age thing. Now that we've gone through it, like, I don't think it was a personal selfish thing. I think it's an age thing. I think I did it. And there was a bit where I had a bit of a rocky relationship with my mum, you know, like 16, 17.
You moved out for 3 days.
Yeah.
You came to my house.
Yeah. And then you kind of like get through that in your relationship. Again, like what I was saying about mine and Kaci.
Your relationship with your mum is absolutely
I speak to my mum like daily and we see her a lot and But like Grace, she's very shy. She has a little bit of anxiety, which is obviously like around school. Yeah. So we were like, as soon as she finishes school, she's going to finish school and probably, whereas now she's obviously applied for fashion college. I don't know what the name is. I keep
So there's a
getting it
fashion
wrong.
college in London, and also probably best not at this stage just to say where she's going, but there is a fashion college in London that she's applied to go to. And it was really surprising. So like Casey stayed on at her school to go to sixth form.
Yeah.
So where she is that more homely kind of like, her and her friends like, oh, you know, we know it's familiar, we're going to stay here, rather than be like, we want to go and experience something new.
Yeah.
Grace, who is like complete opposite to Casey, has then been like, I'm going to go
do her own thing.
Travel into London.
Yeah.
No one I know is going there. So it's like, it's so shocking because you would think that they both would have done the opposite. Like,
and
Grace,
this is, I was saying to her in the car, I was like, I'm so proud of you. Yeah, to Grace.
I'm so proud.
I'm so proud of both. I'm obviously so proud of both of them, but
I'm more
Grace,
proud of, no, I'm joking.
but Grace, I was like, I am really proud that you're going out of your comfort zone, doing something that you.
I love it because this is my thing in life is always that, you know, outside of your comfort zone is where all the interesting things happen in life, where you push yourself out of there.
And she is more quirky. Like we have said that her outfit choices are really cool and quirky. Like, so she's going to meet people like-minded. I feel.
Grace is definitely more like adventurous with her fashion. She's more like fashion forward. I feel like she's more on trend. She's like less commercial with her fashion.
She's given us design. She's given us ideas for designs for DadVGirls.
Yeah.
That is now become a trend. Like she told us before it's
and now we're
she
seeing
keeps
that
showing
trend.
us like, look, see,
our designer at DadVGirls had done something similar to what Grace is saying. So it's like you can see that she is. So I feel although
like
at first I didn't sort of get it, and now I sort of understand why she wants to do that, and I think she would actually be really good.
Yeah, me too.
So
because she wants to do like styling and like designing, that side of things, doesn't she? So
I think it's less design, it's like styling and communication. So it's about communicating the brand and stuff.
Which is not the best at communicating. That is the one argument we have. She'll say, I need to go to my friends. And I'm like, when do you need to go? Like, oh, I was meant to be there 10 minutes ago. Or how many times has she rang us? I'm like, can you pick us up from so-and-so's house? And I'm like,
and they'll be like
okay,
standing outside waiting
She's
for
like,
us.
oh, now. I'm like, Kate, Grace, it takes me 25 minutes to get to you. So her communication.
I remember at one point you were really like going head to head with her a lot because of her communication. You were just getting so frustrated. But we are actually getting Grace tested for ADHD. So I've got ADHD and we just see all the signs of ADHD in Grace. So we are getting her tested.
I mean, as she's getting older, the frustrations, like she can't keep on top of her room, even though she tries.
Her room, like I know teenagers have messy rooms. Like how messy am I, right?
Oh, yeah.
My room never looked like that when I was a kid. And I didn't even have anyone on top of me like saying to tidy it. You're on at her all the time.
I've seen you. I saw your room was gross.
It was gross, but it wasn't like, no, I agree, it was gross. Like there'll be like,
there was like bottles of.
Another time.
Like,
no, we're not talking about that now. Like
you were gross.
No, okay. So my room was gross, but it wasn't as much of a state as Grace's.
Yeah.
So I was away once and Sarah rang me and she was like, oh my God, I've just got home. I think someone is in the house.
No. I hadn't just got home. No, because
I'm just going to give
because it was like 1 a.m.
Okay, I was just going to give like the brief overview, but you're going to go.
I was about to go to bed.
That's actually so important that, you're right. So important to the story. I was just trying to give like a... Yeah. Do you want to tell the story?
Yeah.
Shall I tell it?
Yeah,
I really
want
to tell it.
Okay, so basically Joel was away and I'd going to go to bed and basically we got a key in our bedroom door and the key's on the inside. The door shut and it had been locked. Now everyone was in bed, all the girls. So then I ring you and I'm like, the room is locked. And we start freaking out like over the phone to each other and you're like, yeah, that's weird because you have to physically turn the key. So we're like, what about if someone's in there or they were in there and they've escaped? So we started freaking out a little bit. I rang my dad. He didn't answer. I rang him a couple of times. And this is why it's like, it was really late in the night. It was like midnight or 1 a.m. or something. He wasn't answering. So then me, Casey, I get Grace and we go down. I give them all a weapon. Like we've got knives and we've got bats. Like, well, actually it's a rolling pin. But we're standing like on the stairs. Like I'm like one near the front door, one near the girls. And I've given them an out. Like if there is somebody in there.
And then.
Like freaking out.
And then.
So I called the police.
I was like, no, but it was like ring Ava's dad. So Ava's dad, so Ava is Casey's best friend, which I'm sure you know. But he lives probably about 15 minutes from us, and he's always on hand. If you need anything, he is honestly like the most nicest, helpful guy you ever meet. So I was like, ring Joe, like, because I'm in America. I'm like a million miles away. Like ring Joe. Joe turns up there, and he's brought a BB gun.
Yeah.
He had a BB gun, which absolutely cracked me up.
So he had a BB gun. He goes
and a baseball
to the door.
bat. He brought a baseball bat.
Yeah,
well.
and he goes to the door, and he's like, yeah, I think so. I think someone's in there. So now we're even more freaking out. Then we realize in Grace's room, her window is wide open. So like in my head, I'm now like, okay, what about if someone's, because it's like.
Oh no, actually, let's not say that because otherwise give people an idea of how to get into our house.
Yeah. Well, she's now not allowed it left open, but this is part of the ADHD of leaving a window open. But she left the window wide open. We're now like, what about if someone come in, then heard we were all downstairs, has tried to get out my room and locked it in. So I kind of didn't think.
So everything's adding up. The window's been left open. Your door is shut. Like, and I'm thinking, oh my God, is it a burglar? Is it a stalker? Is someone? Why are they in our room locked themselves? I always pictured someone in our room, like going through your knicker drawer, like sniffing it or something. Like I thought it was like some crazy stalker. Or something
some
like
big old knickers.
Yeah, like literally the ones with the holes in them.
I throw them in the bin.
You don't. You wear them. You wear them, trust me.
I can't even say they're period knickers either.
Sometimes as well, like I'll go to rub your back, and I think, oh, you've got a t-shirt under there, and then I go up and I feel the top of your knickers. I'm like, you got knickers halfway up your back.
Listen, I can't listen, calm yourself down.
God. Okay, anyway, the point of this story is the police come round, they go into Grace's room, and they're like, oh my God, you've been burgled.
No, so he goes in.
Why are you always got to shut me
because it
down
was really funny to see him. Like, he goes in and all of a sudden he unpops his fingers, his hand on, what has he got here? Truncheon.
Yeah.
He puts his hand on like, oh my gosh, have you been ransacked? And I'm like, no, this is Grace's room. This is what, because the rest of the house was spotless.
But guys,
so when they came in, he literally starts freaking out. Like, yeah, okay, someone been in here.
At this point, they're like, someone's in the house because they have literally ransacked Grace's room.
And I was like, oh no.
But I'm telling you, right, if you see Grace's room, it genuinely looks like it's been burgled.
But she cleaned it the night
say
before,
you've got a drawer, and so say you think, oh, you got a drawer. She literally, it's like everything's been pulled out of the drawer, so it's like hanging out of the drawer, and it's every drawer's like that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
how? Because
I feel like
she wears a school uniform. So how has she got so messy when you're wearing the same thing? It's not like she's got to think about an outfit, but
recently we were like, so one, she's trying to raise money because she's doing a trip to Borneo with the school. She's going for 4 weeks actually, and it's like it's kind of like a charity. Yeah. So that's really cool. But she basically has to raise money, some of it herself, and we're giving her some. Well,
it was 4,000. She raised 2. We met her 2. She raised that 2 pretty easy. I feel like we should have upped it.
Just selling junk in her room. So basically, we were like, you've got to put that on. Like, you've got so many clothes, put it on Vinted. So she basically just. To be honest, she didn't really do much.
She did a run. So she did a run, bless her. And she only got 2 sponsorships. I think it was like my sister and your mum.
We didn't even sponsor her.
Well, no, because we were giving her the other 2,000. So but the thing is,
this is the thing with Grace's communication is she's like, she booked the run.
She did. She
booked the run and basically just didn't really tell anyone that she was doing a run.
We didn't even know.
We didn't really know. She's like, I'm doing a run
again,
tomorrow.
The communication.
So it's like, well, you're doing this run. What have you done to get sponsorship? Like,
she's like, oh, can you put it in the family group?
Can you just put it in the family group?
You put it in the family WhatsApp group. So I did, and your mum and my sister.
Like 20 quid.
That was it. And then she made more money from selling her clothes.
But she didn't actually do anything. So basically, what she did with the clothes is we said you've got to sort out everything you want to sell of your clothes because she just hoards and she has so many clothes. So she put it all, and it was a huge pile of clothes, right? And then it just sat there. And it's like, well, Grace, you're going to put that on Vinted. And then I started freaking out because I pictured her putting this stuff on Vinted, selling it, people paying, and her just not being organised enough to send it.
Yeah.
People chasing, people asking for refunds, people calling her a scammer. And it sat there and sat there and sat there.
Because she did do that once. She did, like about a year ago, she sold
And then
them.
Sarah was like threatening to take it all to the charity shop. And then I was like, give it to me, I'll give it to my PA and she'll put it on Vinted. So Grace really worked for that, did she? She didn't even all she had to do was just go, that's stuff.
She has every intention. It's like her YouTube channel. She wants to start
she's not,
it.
It's not that she's lazy, because this is the thing. When I was a kid,
she struggles with it. You can tell she struggles.
I didn't know I had ADHD till I was an adult, but when I was a kid, it's almost like not like I was made to think, or whether it was me or people like school, whatever, but I was made to think I was lazy. I always felt like I wasn't lazy. And like I showed like I'm not lazy.
No, you wake up super early.
I wake up early, I love working, but it was just like I didn't have the tools, like skills to be able to like do the things I wanted to do because of the ADHD. And I think that's the same thing with Grace. She's not lazy.
She's super helpful around the house. She's always been, and this is probably why Casey says, "Oh, Grace is your favourite." But Grace has always been like, if I say to her, "Could you just come and help do the dishwasher? Could you do this or whatever?" She's always really happy to help, and she's really good. Like, she just struggles in her own space and her own mind, I think. But obviously for your birthday, I'm going to get you the ADHD coach that we were talking about. But maybe it is actually worth us helping her. Like, it might help her.
She's actually got her ADHD test coming up to hopefully get a diagnosis, and then we can kind of look at like, how do we help her. But Sarah, for my birthday, she's like, I don't know what to get you, I'm stressing out. And she the other day, I've got the
because everything I bought you for Christmas you took back.
Yeah, that was bad.
It actually hurt. That hurt deep.
Do you know what? I feel really bad. I'm really sorry.
Went and like got some nice gifts, but I kind of feel a little bit bitter towards your birthday. Your birthday's on Monday, but I did feel a little bit bitter. Like, I don't want to buy anything because what you did keep is still in the bag.
Oh.
You haven't even opened it. And I'm like, you're going to say, "Oh, it's my ADHD."
It's my ADHD.
But
no, do you know what it is?
That was a bit.
Yeah.
That was a little bit, and you're not normally like that. But I feel like for some reason this Christmas was different. Like,
so what it is
because you also had to clear out, and you cleared out some of your nice clothes that I didn't really know why you'd done that, but you must be in your. Like, you go through clear out.
Let me just explain. So Sarah for Christmas got me some really, really nice gifts. You actually really spoiled me. And Casey got me some designer trainers as well, which was just like the nicest thing ever. But I knew, like, I liked some of the stuff, but I know I didn't love it. And the thought of like how much you spent on it and how much Casey spent on it for me to maybe wear it a couple of times and then I always just choose the same things in my wardrobe. So I was like...
So on the podcast, we're going to see him in the same outfit every time.
So in my mind, I was like, I feel too guilty just keeping this stuff if I don't love it because I know how much it costs. So my thing was like, I feel so bad. Like, Casey was so thoughtful, got me these trainers, but I just knew that the colour, like, I just wouldn't wear them much. Yeah. So I've taken them back. And then obviously I'll use the money to then get something that I will
that's
wear.
what I said. I said, for your birthday, you can just spend your vouchers the Christmas ones. Because
I had to get them on gift cards. But I wasn't being ungrateful. If anything, I was trying to be more grateful, as in like, I won't keep this just because. Yeah. Like, but I then did feel really bad because you were like, oh, if anything I got you, you want... I shouldn't laugh. If you were like, if anything I got you,
put it in a pile here.
Just put it in a pile here.
These are my Christmas returns.
This is what I've got to return. So I was like, okay, cool. And then you came back in the room later. It was like everything was.
I was like, have you put it in the wrong place? Because like one thing's over here.
I think you've got it wrong. Like, you've put everything in that pile. I was like, yeah, no, like.
And then you'd missed the return date, so I was pushing you to go to return it because I'm like, you've missed the date, so that's why they only gave you the gift cards back. But
anyway, what were we talking about? Why I was talking about my birthday?
About the ADHD coach.
Yeah, so then Sarah's like, I'm not getting you anything for your birthday, or I don't know what to get you. I'm just going to take it all back. But then you said the other day, it's like, I know what I'm getting you. Which also I don't know why you told me, because then it's not a surprise.
No, because I had to. Well, I have to check. I can't go booking something. You return it.
So basically, she got me an ADHD like life coach. So that can kind of help you work with, because I feel like my ADHD as I get older gets worse, but also it is probably the thing that we argue about the most in our relationship at the moment. And so it's probably more a gift for yourself than it is for me, because I'm like, I'm okay about my ADHD. It's more about how my ADHD affects you. So for your birthday, I'll get me the ADHD coach.
Got to wait till September. No, it's okay. We'll do it now.
Yeah, but what are some of the things that just really upset you about my essentially a disability? But what is it about that really just
obviously
annoys you?
It's that you're messy. You can sometimes be unthoughtful. Like, like when I was saying, like when it was my birthday.
I feel like your last birthday, I really got it wrong. Like, I don't know. I'm not normally like that for your birthday. I don't
No,
think.
but I felt like that's what I was saying. Like when I was trying to point to you, like I feel like your ADHD, like you cope really well, and then it kind of. Remember I always say it's kind of like a circle, and when it's like peak, like we argue a lot, and we're struggling, and then as soon as you like I can nag you and moan and argue with you, but once you then realize like but then once you realize that okay, yeah, like actually this is affecting everyday life, you then do try again. Like, it's like, and then it's so like you have been really trying obviously since Christmas, and you've tried to make the effort.
It's almost like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an analogy, like almost like a ball that bounces. So it goes down, down, down. My ADHD is in like it gets worse, and then when it hits the bottom, it then bounces back up because I realize, I've found myself in this position again where Sarah's frustrated with me. I've not been helpful around the house. I've been messy. It's not intentional, like genuinely, like you know that, right?
No, no, of course.
It's just
that's why
it's so hard because I can't, like, it's so hard to find routine. Like even saying, "I'll keep your room, like your part of the room tidy." It's like, I know I can do that for a week. I cannot do that for a lifetime.
It's like Grace. When I say to you, can you do the dishwasher? Can you do this? Like you would do it. But my
I'm good in the kitchen, to be fair.
You are good in the kitchen.
I'll do that without being asked.
But I'm just like, sometimes it's like, I've already got 5 kids and you are the 6th kid. And I know we joke about it, but that is hard.
But you don't treat me like the other kids. I'm like the step kid you didn't want. Because you don't even, babes, when I'm not well. Do you know what I mean? If I'm going to be your 6th kid, like treat me nice. Like you do
but I don't want a 6th kid. I'm happy with my 5.
Well.
If I wanted 6,
you said you wanted a boy.
No.
You said you wanted a boy.
Oh gosh, no, thank you, not you.
I'll be a mummy's boy.
Such a weird.
You know when you think of me, don't say it. Don't say it. Oh God.
You haven't cracked open a
we spend too much time together because I literally was about to say, let's have a drink.
Need it.
Before Kaci went on Locked In, if you know Kaci, it's probably you know Kaci from DadVGirls YouTube channel. Obviously, she's got her own YouTube channel, but you can't. That's how you know her. But then since Locked In, it's like people know who Kaci is. No idea that she's come from DadVGirls. Yeah. She's now like in her own world. Like she's like
you was super jealous that she was on the Sidemen.
I wasn't jealous. No, I was not jealous.
A little bit jealous.
I wasn't jealous. So Kaci went on
I think you was a little bit.
Kaci went on a Sidemen video and did 20v1 with Angry Ginge and Danny Aarons. I wasn't jealous. I was like, I asked her, it's gonna sound so bad, but I basically said like, oh, like, can I come with you? Like just watch or whatever. But at the same time, I said, I also really understand if you don't want me to come because obviously I want you to feel like comfortable doing it. And if your dad's there, is it going to feel? And then she said no. She said no.
She said no. But can I just say like,
she said no, I couldn't go.
I'm going to find this really hard if we talk about this. I didn't watch it.
Okay, I have a confession. I've not actually watched the whole episode.
Oh, okay, good.
But I pretty much have seen all of Kaci's bits because they all came up on my For You page. So I have seen Kaci's bits. That's so weird. I have seen Kaci's section of 20.
Oh my God.
I have seen Kaci's section.
No, what the fuck?
So this is going to get clipped so bad. Okay. No. I saw Kaci's section on the Sidemen video. I thought she did so well. I also think Angry Ginge is hilarious. Like he is so funny.
You fanboy.
I do. I think Angry Ginge is an absolute legend.
Yeah, he is funny. I feel like a bit of a fraud because obviously we're on YouTube and we're now starting a podcast. And
you have no idea who anyone on YouTube is, do you?
No, I don't watch any YouTube. It really infuriates me when the girls watch YouTube. I'm like, it's noise, turn it off. Like, why? Like, I'm so bad, aren't I? That's bad.
I actually picture parents
saying that about us.
Their kids are watching it, DadVGirls, and the parents are like... So
I do apologise. I apologise a lot. When they're like, their parents say like, I'm always got you on the background. I go, I'm so sorry for that. Because I think it's noise, like it's so annoying.
Parents will say, all I hear in my house, and they're saying it in a nice way, all I hear in my house is you guys, the kids are always growing. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
And they're like,
you must be so sick of my voice.
It. Yeah.
I feel like we're not as bad as some of the family channels that the kids watch, because they're like American. I say not as bad. Obviously, everyone likes different things, but they are a lot more in your face.
Yeah.
And they do seem to be really shouting.
I
into
wouldn't
the
know because
camera.
I get them to turn it off. I like a nice Disney movie. I'm like, just put on a Disney film.
It's so funny. We're like not watching YouTube in the house. But
We actually don't watch TV either. We really only watch Netflix, don't we?
On the TV, yeah.
Yeah, as in we don't watch day-to-day TV.
Does anyone watch day-to-day TV?
Well, I feel like a lot of people, like my sister and like my mum and dad do.
Your mum and dad, obviously, like the older generation, but anyone in our generation or younger,
know.
like who actually watches TV?
I don't know, but
yeah.
So I feel a bit of a fraud, basically.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
You literally don't know anyone on YouTube, do you?
No. No, so when
Do you know,
Casey was
do
like,
you know
I'm getting
any of the
locked in, I
side? Do you know
didn't
any of the
I
Sidemen?
obviously only know.
Do you know any of the Sidemen?
So I now know Ethan because he's going out with Faith, like,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And that's because of TikTok of like.
And you know that they film their podcasts here? Did you know that?
No. Yes.
You saw their studio?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So you can name one of the Sidemen?
Yeah.
Any others?
I wouldn't be able to tell you how many Sidemen there are. And that's really bad. I'm not saying that in a horrible way.
I'm just to make it clear, like I'm not like, I think the Sidemen are amazing. I'm not like a big fan. Like I'm more got to know individually like who they are more recently. So I'm not like saying.
But it's even like the other day when you said to me, I said we were watching a clip on TikTok.
So you don't know KSI? No,
but I feel really bad because I'm not saying that in like, but I just genuinely.
He's not going to care. He's not going to watch.
No. But
he's
like,
not going to know.
But they're hardcore fans. No, but like I just genuinely. That's why.
Do you know KSI owns Prime? You know Prime,
kind of, but only because you've said it. I wouldn't know.
We have Prime in our house.
We have Prime.
They sent us Prime.
Oh, that's really
Say
kind.
thanks to
Thank
KSI.
you so much. Thank you, KSI.
And who's his business partner?
Oh no, I mean
Logan Paul.
No idea of that.
All right,
no,
cool.
No.
That's for another time.
That's what I'm saying.
Educating Sarah on YouTube.
No, because that's why I'm saying like, I feel like a fraud in like what I'm doing because, I'm doing it because it was your idea and, you know, it was a wave and I've just carried on riding it. But I that's why I feel like a fraud. Anyway, that's what I was saying. But I also, the other day when I said, we were watching a clip of Dragon's Den and I was like, who's this guy? Like, he's really young. And you're like, you don't know who this guy is.
You don't know Stephen Bartlett?
And I'm like, who? And you know, I'm like, just because you say his name, I still don't know him. You're like, Diary of a CEO. And I'm like, you read the book. Like, that's all.
I didn't read the book. I listened to his podcast. You don't listen to anything I say.
Okay, there you go.
Anyway.
See? Fraud on the podcast. I'm terrible.
Yeah, so going back, I think, Casey did a great job on the Sidemen video. And
she was buzzing. Like, she had
was
a great
absolutely
time.
buzzing, yeah. And I was buzzing for her. I was not jealous. That sounds so weird.
No, but you know what I mean.
I didn't want to be, I never wanted to be on a Sidemen video. I was so happy for her.
They've just asked if you want to be on one.
Okay, guys, just let me know.
See?
No, it's genuine. It is genuine. I wanted to go and watch and experience what it's like. I actually really like all the behind the scenes and stuff. Like when we first came to the Fellas studio, I was like looking at everything because my background is in like studio filming, editing before we were ever on YouTube.
Yeah.
So like I actually...
You enjoy that kind of thing. Well, you're annoying when we watch a video and you'll say about the camera angle and stuff like you've...
Yeah, and you're just annoying anyway, just generally.
All right.
Yeah.
Jeez. Next subject. So obviously said I feel like a fraud, even with like Casey, it was so exciting when she got to go on Locked In. But again, I didn't know anybody there other than Tennessee because obviously we know Tennessee, but I didn't know anybody. And
to be fair, I didn't really know anyone in Locked In other than Tennessee. I didn't know any of the other people.
I feel like in the room when we watched it live, like a lot of people kind of like, well, Casey's friends and Grace, maybe I don't, but they seem to know a lot of who they were. And like maybe it's
I was also surprised that a lot of people didn't know who Casey was before, even though Casey's got like a big audience. It's like it's almost like a different side of YouTube that is Casey's audience as to what Locked In was.
Yeah.
So like even seeing other people talking about who's going in, and then it's like they didn't know who she was.
Yeah. No.
Even though like audience wise, she's probably like, I think her and Danny Aaron's had like the biggest audience going in there, but there was so many people who did not know who she was.
Yeah.
But then that's what I'm saying. Like now, people on the other side of YouTube, like the Sidemen and that know who she is, and other people. It's like
it's opened.
it's definitely
It's
opened a lot of,
more opportunities for her.
it's opened a lot of doors for her.
Yeah.
Because she also, this is what I love about Kaci, she wasn't really, I don't want to sound like she wasn't bothered about going on. She wasn't desperate to go on. She was really considering it. She wasn't like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Like I can, you know, get so much from this. Yeah. She was like, oh, I don't know. Like she was really asking us like, what do you think?
She was worried about what in case she did or say the right or wrong thing, didn't she?
Yeah.
And we were like, just be yourself. Like genuinely.
That's what I said to Kaci.
Just be yourself and you'll smash it, because she genuinely is such a good kid. Like people only get to see a glimpse, obviously, of what we show things, so people can make their own minds up. But actually, like for an 18-year-old girl, she still asks for our advice. She still listens to us. If we said, don't go on there, it's not good for you, she wouldn't have. Like, but she's really...
Yeah, like, and it was such a positive experience. There was like hardly anything negative. I can't think of anything negative. I think we've
always said as well, like we're really, really fortunate and lucky. Like the people that watch DadVGirls are very loyal.
Literally like really 99.9% of our interactions with people on the internet is a positive thing.
Because a lot of people say to me like, how do you deal with like hate and stuff? I said, I genuinely...
We actually got asked to go on a documentary. What's that? Who's that?
Olivia Attwood.
So we got asked to do a documentary with Olivia Attwood.
About trolls, wasn't it?
About online trolls and how it affects you and all this kind of thing. And even though like Kaci was like, because she loves Olivia Attwood's documentary series, and she was like, she wanted us to do it. And I was like, Kaci, like it doesn't make sense. So I said to them, we are not the right people because it hasn't really affected us. And I'd feel like a fraud going on there. And there are people out there who have a much more of a story to tell about how it's affected.
And we also didn't know if that would then open up to trolls.
Yeah, because I was like, we don't get it. And then we'll probably open ourselves up to it. Yeah.
So
I was like, pass.
It wasn't
please.
for us. But no, I feel like Locked In was a really good experience for her. Yeah. Obviously, she gave the money to my mum and dad, which...
She's such a good kid. The thing is like, as well, like someone that works for Foot Asylum, who was our kind of like inside contact in terms of like, you know, just we could
really
check in.
After her,
he looked after her so much. He's honestly the loveliest guy. And he would like message us like how she's getting on or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was one day and he was like, oh, like she's having a tough time today. She's asked to see me. I'll let you know what happens when I go in and see her. He went in, he came out. I feel like he was close to tears. He was like, she is such a good kid. He's like, do you know what she was worried about? He was like, she was worried about trying to win immunity because she felt like where she had already got like really good votes and she had a strong following. She's like, she's trying to lose the games. Yeah. So that she doesn't win the immunity. So it gives someone else a chance. Like
she felt like they deserved it more than her.
Yeah. But then at the same time, she wasn't then enjoying the experience because she wasn't able to like participate properly. And the guy from Foot Asylum was basically just saying to her like, you know, you deserve it as much as anyone else and da-da-da. And then he basically said, Kaci she asked our permission. I don't know why she
I don't know why she did that.
Yeah, Kaci asked me to ask you guys, is it okay if she wins it, if she gives the prize money to Sarah's mum and dad?
I remember that. We were sat in the car. We were having a really emotional day anyway, because maybe for another story, but Sophie was struggling with school.
Yeah.
Which I think we should touch on. It's a good subject to talk about actually one day. But she was really struggling at school and we were sat in the car, and when he rang us and he said, she was asked for your permission if she can give the money to mum and dad, I just burst into tears, didn't I? It touched me so much because I just knew how much that would mean to my mum and dad. Like even on the camera, like, we laugh about how awkward my mum is when she gets it. She kind of just whispers to my sister like, that's too much money, I'm not taking that, or whatever she says. Yeah. But
and your dad was crying and your mum was like, because your mum doesn't really show like emotion like that. Kaci and your mum have the best relationship, and Kaci adores your mum. Yeah. But in that moment, and your mum goes, I don't know, should I poke myself in the eye and make myself cry? Because your dad was just blubbering. It was
really sweet. Like obviously we joke, and the girls have said they've heard it too many times before, but I did grow up with no money. Like that's how, you know, we were.
Really? You've not meant, you've never mentioned that?
Yeah, okay. Like,
tell me, how was it? I'm joking.
But I don't know.
You
what
had
I
the
always
best
say,
childhood.
I said I had the best childhood.
The best, yeah.
My dad was always around. We had dinner together. You know, I loved my childhood. Like, even, yeah, I loved it.
Your childhood was like kind of the expression of like the simple things in life, the things that matter, like family, spending quality time, etc. You didn't go on like fancy holidays. Your holidays were like once a year, caravan park.
Yeah. And a lot of them might have been like the sun holidays, you know, when I don't know if you even know this, but you could buy the Sun weekly and you'd save the little coupons.
Yeah.
And then you'd get like a £9.50 holiday in a caravan somewhere. And you might be able to like upgrade to a nicer caravan, like things like that. Firstly, we didn't have the money, but also secondly, my dad had a real fear of flying, which we've made him overcome quite a bit because he's flown with us a lot. And
America.
He loves to be with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like my childhood, that the difference between my holidays and Casey's, like over in Australia, I've never even been to Australia. So at 18.
Even her hostel living over there is more bougie than your
Yeah, when she showed me and I'm like, what's wrong with that? Like, get yourself a caravan, girl.
No, also, because when I first met you, like I'd go on some of the caravan holidays with you and your family, and they are just like, and I was. It's not a snob thing. I wasn't being a snob. It wasn't like, oh, I'm above this. It's like I just didn't enjoy the format of it. I felt cooped in, and I was like, we'd argue.
Yeah,
we would argue. I just also,
and then you never come in the entertainment in the evening. That's the best bit, the bingo, and then the like.
Oh, yeah, I hated it.
See, it's great. It's great fun.
And as soon as I step inside a caravan, I all of a sudden feel like really lazy.
Yeah.
Like I just felt really lethargic. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, you were never invited after that.
No, I've done about 4.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I remember that last one, and you just wouldn't come in.
I think even your mum got the hump with me on one of them as well.
Yeah, probably. But again, like they were the best. They were the best. Like my childhood. I wouldn't change it. Like I think it's maybe who I am, and I know like you will laugh at me, and I say it a lot, but I wouldn't change it because.
No, I think what it is because you always use it in like when you're trying to say to, especially Casey, like, well, when I was your age, you know, like it's always that kind of thing.
Well, when I was her age, I was having her, and she's out there traveling the world. Like, what a difference!
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking? I can see your brain like. Thank goodness she wasn't like me. Is that what you was going to say?
Well, yeah, I don't want having a baby at 18.
There's nothing wrong with it. So, I mean,
it worked out for us.
Worked out for us.
Just about. All right, so we've made it through our first podcast. Still friends?
Definitely.
Just about. Okay.
No, this has been our relationship since we were 15. Like we have that banter. We can argue, but we're best of friends.
But when the cameras go off, you're not gonna, you know.
I haven't yet.
Okay, cool.
So you're okay.
Well, guys, if you like this, then we are going to be here every Tuesday, 6 p.m, DVG after hours. And yeah, I'm really, really excited about
Me too.
this. So yeah.
It's been good.
Yeah. So guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave us any comments that you want and anything you want to hear us talk about.
And leave us any dilemmas that you may have. Like we could kind of like not relationship advice, but as in...
No, we could, I feel like
the dilemmas that we face every day.
Jokes aside, I actually think we are pretty good at helping people with dilemmas in their relationship because we've kind of...
Been through everything.
Yeah, we've seen it all.
Yeah.
So we can't, but we need a place where people can actually send this. For now, DM us on Instagram and then in the next episode, we'll let you know if there's like a more formal email or something. Yeah. But just send us some DMs. You got a dilemma, don't worry. You got us. We're going to solve it. But yeah, we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.